So, hey everybody, it's October 1st. It's about, I'd say 10:36 at night, the PM. And I just wanted to make a quick video. Got a new tenant, apparently. He came here a week ago with another guy, and they looked at the room. And then he came back yesterday, made a bunch of noise like he was a Mr. Fix-It handyman type guy. Went up in the attic, went in John Fazio's room, emptied out all the dirty dishes and put them in the sink. No one's cleaned them yet. I do have videos down below showing the dishes, and they're still there. They're still there. It's day 2 or day 3. Oh wait, 1, 2. It's day 2 going into day 3. They were there yesterday, today, and they're going to be there tomorrow because nobody cleans anything here, or fixes anything, or does anything. So what happened today was I got a package from Amazon, and I was tracking it, and it said it was delivered about 1:30. So I went down the steps. This was about 3 o'clock to get the package. Well, there's a big box sitting there with a vacuum cleaner, and this new guy, Rob, apparently moving in with his mountain bike, which tells me that either he's gotten so many DUIs he can't drive no more, or something's going on here. And that's who she rents to. She rents to drunks, drug addicts, lowlifes, people on disability. And so anyway, probably met him at the meals, needed a room, and she hasn't fixed the hole in Tom's ceiling. That's still there. So I don't know if he negotiated with her, hey, we'll fix it as we go along, let me rent the room off you and let me move in. But went down, got my package, went past him onto the sidewalk, and then turned around to let him in first. I was being polite. And he commented on my, I have a cane somewhere here. He commented on my Irish shillelagh I carry, which is pretty heavy. It's made out of polypropylene. And yes, it is for holding up large fellows like myself, but it is also for self-defense. It's in the shape of a katana. If anybody knows what a katana is, it's a Japanese sword. And it's got knobs on it to hurt the knuckles, face, or whatever gets close to you that's trying to hurt you. But anyway, it's perfectly legal to carry. I am disabled, and I'm allowed to carry canes, any shape, size, or the only thing you can't carry is those canes with the hook and the sharp end right here. If you break someone's skin, that's assault. So you got to be very careful about carrying those types of canes. But in an attack situation, who cares if you break their skin or not if they're trying to hurt you? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. He commented on my cane, oh, you're carrying a big stick. I said, yeah, it's my shillelagh. I'm allowed to carry it. It's perfectly legal. And I didn't say that to him. I'm thinking that in my head. And if you don't know that, well, that's your problem. But he came up the steps. He parked his bike. He's driving a mountain bike. He parked it in the hallway. Came up the steps carrying this big-ass shop vac. And he was shop vac in the room. So one of the reasons I went downstairs was to grab the package. The other was to knock on her door for the second time to try to pay my rent. So I went down and I knocked on her door, and she answered, and she said, I'll be right up. So I waited with my door open, waited, so I finally closed my door, and then she came up. So this was about 15 minutes later. Meanwhile, he's in there shop vacuuming his room, and with the door open, which it needed it. Them carpets in there probably haven't been vacuumed in 30 years. My guess is, because I've never seen a vacuum cleaner up here in the 3 years I've lived here. So, or shampoo, or any kind of cleaning equipment, or chemicals. So, including bug spray. She says she sprays the common areas. I guess she goes next door to do that, because I've never seen her spray anything here, other than spittle when she's running her gums. But he's in there spraying with the door open. I'm paying my rent. I paid my rent. Oh, so you're going to keep the room? Well, yeah, where else am I going to go? I mean, I've been living here for 3 years. If I was going to move, I'd be either gone already and you wouldn't know it, or I'd come down and tell you, hey, I'm moving tomorrow. So we exchanged, I gave her the money and she gave me my receipts. And of which I still have, I think. Yeah. She gives you a paper one with her signature on it, and then she fills out a professional one. I don't know if you can see that. It's too dark. Yeah, you're gonna be able to see that. There it is. But that's the total, and then there's her signature at the bottom. So we're talking small talk, you know. I said, have you seen John lately? This is the other guy that lives here. And she goes, no. She said, I don't keep in touch with him. His mom paid the rent, but he's MIA. I said, he's not MIA. He told me he was going into a rehab, and then he was going straight to jail after that. He might do some jail time. And she goes, oh, well, then he might not be back. I said, well, yeah, of course he could come back. I mean, that's why his mom's probably keeping the room for him so he has a place to come when he gets out of jail. Oh, okay. Either way, his rent's paid. So anyway, I just wondered because, she, like I said yesterday, she was in there and took a bunch of his dirty dishes and food and threw it away. So I figured maybe he was moved, you know, he's gone. He's out of here. Meanwhile, I'm standing there talking to her, and she goes, well, this is Robert something. I forget what she said his name was. And he's bending over. He's not paying no attention to us. And she says it loud enough for him to hear over the shop vac. It wasn't that loud. And he stood up, and I said, yeah, I had the opportunity to hear the neighbors screaming at you too yesterday when you were trying to get him to climb up on the roof using a chair. They were trying to get into the side yard to, I guess he was going to look at one of the broken windows for her and fix it or something like that, and he needed a ladder or a chair. She got him a chair, and the neighbors wouldn't let her into the side yard, so they started arguing back and forth, and that's when I heard him say, you know, I'm Rob, I don't mean no harm, I wouldn't come in your yard without permission, you know, and the guy said, well, you shouldn't, because I have dogs and they do bite, and, you know, yada yada. But so he stands up, he looks at me, and I go, you know, yeah, I had the privilege of hearing what went on yesterday, you know, between y'all, and he doesn't say nothing to me, he just gives me one of those dirty ass looks. So I'm assuming he's a drunk, I'm assuming, you know, but anyway, long story short, it's hours later now, and that was about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's gone. There's nobody here. The bike's gone, he's gone, so I don't know if he's renting a room, I don't know if he's in there hiding with his bicycle, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he has a TV, but the light's been out, and there's no movement, nothing going on, so I don't know if he's actually moved in, or he's going to wait until he fixes the hole in the roof, or it's a setup, so that's why I'm making the video. You know, she's had other people try to bully me, follow me around town. When Steven first moved in, he literally followed me to Cole's Tobacco. Then he followed me up to meet my PO. I had to meet my PO up here at Clusters behind Redner's in Pottstown, and didn't Steven show up, standing on the corner staring at us, trying to figure out what we were saying. Then I spoke with Steven after that, and I said, what were you doing on a corner? He goes, oh, I was bumming cigarettes. And I said, oh, and he goes, well, I'm on probation too, and I was wondering what PO you had to see if I had, you know, what. So I don't know if this guy's, you know, going to start following me around town, but I know he's on a bicycle, and like I said, he's probably got DUIs. The only time a grown man rides a bike is when they can't drive a car. So I'm waiting, and I told her ahead of time. I told her right out. I said, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't hang with people that do, I don't live that lifestyle no more. And I would appreciate, and I said I'm not going to cause you any trouble about it, and I'm not trying to, but I wish you'd say something to him ahead of time that don't even knock on my door. There's nothing you and I have in common. There's no reason for me and you to speak, you know, especially if you're a drunk. I don't loan money, I don't loan cigarettes, I don't loan food, I don't loan toiletries. Get your own. If you got money to buy for drugs and alcohol, you got money to buy all that, so there's no reason for you and I to even talk. So hopefully she had a talk with him or said something to him or whatever, but it's too quiet. There's something wrong. There's something not right here. So I'm waiting for the kaboom. That's what I'm waiting for, and that's why I'm making these preemptive videos to show you that I'm doing nothing. I'm watching the Mayans on Hulu, the spinoff from Sons of Anarchy, and I'm not bothering nobody. I'm not drinking a cup of coffee here. So, but it's too creepily quiet. if the man moved in, don't you think he'd be living here by now? You'd see him going back and forth to the bathroom and, doing what normal people do. So I don't know if he works nights and maybe he's at work now and he's going to come home early in the morning. One thing I will not put up with, if you're going to do repairs around the house, it better be after 9 o'clock in the morning, because you hammer at 6 a.m., I'm calling the cops. You're disturbing my peace. I'm sick. I have multiple disabilities. And if he hammers after 9 o'clock at night, that's not going to happen. Whether it's a weekend, I don't care. It's other people live here. You got to respect that. So I'm hoping things go smoother than the last crazy heroin addicts and the other crackhead and this nut over here, this meth head. So I doubt it. I doubt it's going to go any kind of smooth, but we shall see. So there's my October 1st nighttime vlog of fret and worry. We'll see how it turns out. And another thing I won't put up with is being told what to do. If you want to clean up the bathroom, go ahead. Be my guest. You can scrub it till your fingers are raw, but don't expect me to do it, because I'm not here to clean up your funky feet smell or anything else. I'm not here to do that. So it's one thing I won't do is clean up after grown men that leave messes, and you're expected to clean up. When this guy gets home, he'll see what I mean. He'll leave a mess from his door all the way into the bathroom, all over the kitchen, and then back into his room, and won't clean it up for weeks. So I'm not here for that. I can barely clean up after myself. I got so many disabilities. I do clean up after myself. It takes a while, but I'm not here to be daisy maid. I'm not here to, well, you got to scrub the bathroom and take your turn. No, I don't. Because what I'll do is I'll start using my neighbor's bathroom, and I won't shower here. So now there's nothing for me to clean. You are going to leave me the freak alone one way or another. You are not going to bully, intimidate, or anything. You want to clean that bathroom, have at it. And that goes for the kitchen. I don't use the kitchen. I make everything in my air fryer that I eat. So from hot dogs to fish to raw fish, I cook everything in that air fryer. So I don't need to use the kitchen stove or the refrigerator or none of that shit. I buy fresh and I eat it the same day, or the next day. It ain't. I have a cooler in there where I stick frozen bottles of water in there, and then I put my whatever frozen meat, and then more frozen bottles on top of it, so it stays cold for about 2 or 3 days. And I haven't gotten sick yet, so that's it's getting winter time too, so I ain't even going to need that soon. But the whole point is, I don't need nothing in that kitchen, and if it comes down to it, I'll use jugs and throw them away if I have to. You're not going to tell me how to live my life, period. Any part of it, doctors, psyche, whatever. You're not going to tell me what to do. So, and I say that because she made a statement as he stood up. She goes, "Oh, you don't know Rob, but you will." Oh yeah, well, I don't care who he is. I don't give a fuck if he's the governor's son. He ain't telling me what to do. So I don't give a fuck how much he wants to know me. Now, so that ain't happening. I'm not here to be bullied. If I feel intimidated or bullied, I'm just going to call the cops. You're not going to bug me, period. And that goes for her, him, or anybody else. And he's not going to follow me around town because he starts showing up places I go. I'm going to say something to him right then and there. What the fuck are you following me for? Because he ain't the only one that's done it. Fazio used to do it, and so did Steven. So, and that's the bottom line. I'm not putting up with it, and that's why I make these preemptive videos so people can see them. I upload them the same day, so October 1st, I've already said all I need to say. So if any of that happens in the future, you'll know what I'm saying is correct. So I want to be left the fuck alone. Now, if this nut works during the like second shift or third shift, and he comes home and just works on the weekends, I ain't gonna have a problem with that. I don't care what time he starts work. He can start work at 6 a.m. for all I care. Then it's the weekend. You know what I mean? But you're not gonna disturb me. He's not gonna come home tonight at 11:30, get 4 hours of sleep, and then he's up fucking banging at 6 o'clock in the morning. That's not gonna happen. So, just saying, we'll see. I have a right to live here too, and I have, a right to common courtesy. I demanded that I give it, so I'm demanding some back. It's only fair.